thumbs up. Ready, guys? Let's do this.
Hello, my fellow nerds. It's Tuesday, and in case you couldn't tell, we're doing internet this week. Before we get started, I want you guys to know that I've been on the internet since, I was 10, maybe, 8. I don't know, I got my first computer in 2nd grade, and what I did mostly was Neopets, but then my range of what I went on the internet expanded, and by the time I was 12, I was a B-tard, so I am by no means a new fag. To our generation, the internet is a thing that's very near and dear to our hearts, and memes are a part of our pop culture. Almost anything from, of course we have our music, and we have our TV, and we have our movies, but since we have the platform that is the internet, we also have memes, and I think memes are one of the most influential and important things having to do with our generation's pop culture. There are varied degrees of memes, in my opinion. There's, of course, you have your viral videos, you have your images, you have things from games, you have things that came from 4chan, you have macros, you have everything, you have songs. So trying to condense a list of my favorite memes was very, very, very difficult, but these are some of the highlights that I have. Alright, favorite memes ever. All Your Base, still classic, still awesome. The Cake is a Lie. I don't even care if it's used correctly. The Cake is a Lie is still funny, and even when it's used terribly, it can still be funny too. Caramel Dansen. I once actually listened to the loop of it, the .swf page, and I did it for 26 hours with my volume on. I had it stuck in my head for more than a month. It was not fun, but it was worth it. It was worth the title I had. The Tron guy, Star Wars guy, Numa Numa guy, and anything involving Daft Punk's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, I think is still awesome. Especially the hands and the dancers that they had. Rick rolling is still funny if done correctly, but very rarely is it done correctly nowadays, which is unfortunate. Shoop de Whoop, definitely one of my favorites. When I used to be a huge loser, I used to scream out, "I'm a firing my lasers," and I wish I knew how to do fancy effects on iMovie and have the face of the laser, but imagine that there's a laser coming out of my face. I still remember Ate My Balls. That was actually kind of unfunny sometimes, but Falcon Punch is still really funny. I did it for the lulz. I'm to my chagrin, I still utter that sometimes. So I heard you like Mudkips, which is always funny, except now when people ruin it and stuff. Over 9,000, anything having to do with 300, and Advice Dogs. Speaking of Advice Dogs, let's just make the transition over to things I dislike about memes. And one is the improper use of the advice animal meme. I looked at a Velociraptor and it says, if a camera's lens is circular, then why is the picture rectangular? And I'm like, that is not a Velociraptor. Are you fucking retarded? And then there's also the one that people get wrong most often is the Insanity Wolf. And I'm like, dude, do some research first. Everything you're doing is completely not an Insanity Wolf. And pretty much anybody who makes an Insanity Wolf on Tumblr will get it incorrect. I'm sorry to say it's about Tumblr, but most of you guys are new fags and have absolutely no idea about memes and get them incorrect all the time. Speaking of the Tumblr, I hate anything having to do with Harry Potter and Mean Girls incorporated in the same meme, or trying to make a macro and making it funny, and it doesn't work ever, and everyone thinks they're hilarious, but then they're actually really not. Anything stemming, reaction images, I also hate a lot, Forever Alone, Why You Know Guy, those are, just, oh. When done correctly, Rage Guy's funny, and same with Troll Physics. Speaking of trolls, Troll is not funny anymore, and I hate when people are try to make a serious post and they're like, no. Stop. And number one thing I still hate so much is epic fail. Anything using the word epic and fail. Just, what are you doing? No, stop. And on the closing note, I would like to mention the fabulous and important piece of our literature in the modern age, My Immortal. My Immortal is fabulous. Can't tell if I'm being sarcastic. I don't know if you can tell I'm being sarcastic or not. There you have it. There's obviously more memes I could talk about and videos I could talk about, but I do not have enough time, and the internet is a vast and very big place. So, yeah. Midterms are over. I now have to write an 8-page thesis paper by Friday, and I have to read half of Ethan Frome by Monday, and I want to kill myself. Alright, bye guys.